Okay, I think we are live. Um, so we are going to start now. Uh, we are going to do MRSM people. So, but first, if you are watching this video, um, can you just tell me if you listen to my voice? Can you hear my voice? Let's see. Can anyone just should I think we are live now actually. Just checking. Okay, so it's already 1 minute. I think we are going to start now. Okay, so let's look at the MRSM people first. So this is there are three parts. Okay, we are straight going to do. So this is part one. This is part two, and this is part three. Okay, we are straight going to do part three. But before I start, very quickly, I'm just going to share the link with with the students, with other students. But if you can hear what I'm telling, yes, thank you, Teacher Ellie. Okay, all right. So we're going to start now. We don't have to wait. We're going to start with part three first, because part one and part two, I think I have discussed in the morning. Okay, so we are going to try part three. We are going to do all the three questions if we have enough time. Okay, I know it's late at night, but we are here just. You can always watch this video later. Okay, all right. So let's look at part three. What the question is asking us. So we are first going to try to do the article. I'm just going to remove myself so you can see this more clearly. Okay, all right. Okay, so okay. So articles wanted part-time jobs. What are the part-time jobs suitable for teenagers? What are the benefits of having part-time jobs? How can you ensure your part-time job does not affect your studies? Okay, let's go back to our. So this is our question. Now let me just. Okay, so we know our question, but now we're going to. Let's. Okay, so basically our question is about part-time jobs. Okay, so the question has given us three things to look at. Let me get this bigger first. Okay, right. Okay, so the question is asking us what are the part-time jobs suitable for teenagers. The question is asking us what are the benefits of having part-time jobs. Wait, okay. And the last one, the question is also asking us how can you ensure your part-time job does not affect your studies. Okay, so our article today is only going to be about part-time jobs, right? That is the focus for today. Okay, so let's start off by writing our introduction first. So we're going to do the introduction first. So I'm just going to make this bigger. Okay, so you can see this more clearly now. Okay, so our introduction. So we're talking about part-time jobs. So I'm just going to give a very generous statement about part-time jobs. Okay, but before that, I'm just going to quickly share this link with in our Telegram group. So who other Form 5 students can also join us if they are free. They are doing nothing. Fine. I feel all of you guys are busy right now. Um, Give me 1 minute. I'm just gonna. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's go back to our question. Okay, so we are trying to do this question on part-time jobs, and we are going to write the introduction first. Okay, how do we do the introduction? First, let's just give a very general statement, because introduction for article, general statement first. So part-time jobs are common among teenagers these days. I don't like this word these days, so I'm going to put in this day and age. Okay, in this day and age pada waktu sekarang. Okay, and then I'm going to write something. Okay, so still in the introduction, um, so I'm going to give some context. Okay, some background information. So part-time jobs are common among teenagers in this day and age. My next sentence, I think I'm going to write. It has become a norm for teenagers these days to work part-time while studying. It's actually the same sentence before that lah. Okay, but I'm just giving a little bit more, giving more context to it. Okay. So again, let's look back at the question quickly again, because it's always important for you to keep looking at the question so that you do not write something else. Okay. So again, we just look at the question very quickly. Okay. So we just okay. So again, the question is just asking us to, let's look at it again. Look at it again after you have run one or two sentences so that you have an idea that you are still on track. You don't want to be terpesong. Okay, so you see this poster on the notice board again. If you look at it, you kind of know that you're still on track. Okay, so it's important to make sure you are on track, especially if you're targeting for A plus. You always want to be on track. Okay, then okay, let's go back to this. Okay, so now, uh, so I have two sentences done. I'm going to give maybe another sentence. Okay, another sentence. I'm going to use the kata penanda wacana nonetheless. I think nonetheless is walau bagaimanapun. Okay, nonetheless, uh, many teenagers. So I'm going to write many teenagers often lose track of time and lose track of their studies while doing part-time jobs. Thus, so then I think this is I think this is perfect for me. So I already say like walau bagaimanapun, many teenagers often lose track of their studies while doing part-time jobs. So I tell something a little bit of negativity there, something negative, and then I say I'm going to write now the most important part of my article. This is the thesis statement. Thesis statement is the most important thing. Therefore, this article will discuss on part-time jobs. So we look at the questions. So the question is like talking about part-time jobs which are suitable, talking about the benefits, and also talking about how it does not affect your studies. So there's a lot of things here. So it's hard for you to write. If you write a long thesis statement, sometimes it's not good lah. So you want to discuss. Okay, so therefore this article, so you want to just keep it nice. Okay, so therefore this article will discuss part-time jobs from different point of views. Okay, I'm just going to write a very so there's a lot of break here, from a different point. So it's a lot of from different points of views. Okay, so from different points of view. Okay, so we got that correct. Okay, so look at this. So this is my thesis statement. So I'm going to talk about a lot of different things. So that is why I put different points of view. Okay, so you need to be smart here on how you want to write a thesis statement. Okay, if you want to be ambitious, kalau you nak tulis panjang lagi, you boleh letak, you boleh buat macam ni, then you can write suitable part-time jobs for students, the benefits of, I think the benefits of part-time jobs, and how to ensure part-time jobs do not part-time jobs do not affect studies. You can write something like this, but you see, this will become too long, and sometimes you'll make a lot of errors. So you want to be smart. What are you going to do? You don't need all of this. Okay, so if you want to write, it's fine. It's okay, no problem. But you only do this if you feel confident. Okay, so all right. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, let's go back here. So I'm going to remove all this, straight go to this. Therefore, this article will discuss part-time jobs from different points of view. That's all. Okay, how many words is this? Let's look at that too. This is around 50 words. Okay, so it's just nice lah. Just nice. You have 50 words. Okay, so my audio went down. I'm back. Okay, sorry. Okay, so we got the introduction done. Okay, let's quickly go. Let's not waste time. Let's go back here. Okay, we're going to go for the first question. Okay, so that's going to be our first body. What are the part-time jobs suitable for teenagers? Okay, so our introduction is done. We're going to do our first body. Okay, so I'm going to start off like this. To begin with, this is my favorite way to start. It's up to you how you want to start. You can use firstly, you can use for starters. Some students use for starters. Okay, it's really up to you. Okay, I'm going to start with to begin with. There are many part-time jobs these days available for students. Okay, no, I'm going to put teenagers. Okay, because this question mentions teenagers, just keep to teenagers, don't go for students. You can use it for different times. Okay, to begin with, there are many part-time jobs these days available for teenagers. I already use nonetheless, so I'm going to change to nevertheless. Okay, nevertheless, uh, not all of these jobs are suitable for are not nonetheless, not all of these jobs are suitable for teenagers. Okay, I'm going to give an example. For example, working as let's look at the let's I want to say a food panda rider, right? A delivery. So for example, working as a food delivery guy. No, not nice. But I can't think of a better word now. So for example, working as a food delivery, I can't think of a word. So I'm going to just use this word personnel. Personnel is the meaning of personnel is someone like a pegawai. Okay, so it's not really the best word here too. So okay, maybe I'm going to change it. Working as a food delivery person can be okay. So I'm just going to put person here. If later on, if I can find a better word, then I will use it. Okay. But for now, I'm just going to use working. For example, working as a food delivery person can be risky and dangerous for teenagers. This is because they might need to rush to their destinations, to their to not their lah, to the destinations uh, to this is because they might need to rush to the destination, and this might lead to I'm going to say they might need to rush to the destination, and this might lead to road accidents. Okay, so this is I'm just talking about. So far I've not said what is suitable, I've only said what is not suitable. So I'm going to write what is suitable now. So I'm going to use another penanda wacana. So we have nevertheless, I'm going to use, now I'm going to use, I think however, one job that is suitable for teenagers presently pada waktu sekarang is I'm going to say is dropshipping. Okay, working as a dropship agent is not dangerous, as students, I'm going to use the word students here lah. Okay, as students can work from home, and students can work from home, and they can working as a dropship agent is not dangerous, as students can work from home, and they will only need to let's see, what can I say? They will only need to something. Okay. Okay, let me just ask. Let's see, can you hear me now? Okay, all right. Let's go back here. Okay. Working as a dropship agent is not dangerous, as students can work from home, and they will only need to keep track of the orders. Okay. Thus, okay. So I'm going to end this. Students or non-students, teenagers need to be mindful. Okay, I can use the word careful, but here I'm using the word mindful. Okay. All right, Hazim, I will try to have proper devices. Thank you. Okay. All right, let's continue. Okay. Thus, teenagers need to be mindful on. Okay, thus teenagers need to be mindful on choosing their part-time jobs. Okay, this is quite long actually, this paragraph. Let's look at this paragraph. I think it's like 103. So this is like really long, but it's okay, right? No problem. We're just going to continue. Now we're going to look at the benefits of having part-time jobs. Okay, so that will be the third. That will be the third. What is this? That will be the third. Mindful of. Okay, so mindful of choosing their part-time jobs. Okay, so now we're going to look at the third paragraph, the benefits of having part-time jobs. Okay. Next, there are several benefits of having a part-time job. Okay, so I put so there is no S here. Okay, all right. There are several benefits of having a part-time job. Straight away, I'm going to write the first benefit is teenagers can save pocket money. Okay, so that's the first thing, my first point. Okay, teenagers can save pocket money for their rainy days. All right, so I'm adding the word rainy days there. By having a part-time job, teenagers will also be mindful. So I already used the word mindful, so I'm going to change to careful. It has the same meaning. Okay, teenagers will also be careful on their spending. Okay, on their spending, perbelanjaan. But there is a better word. So I'm going to use the better word. Will also be careful on their expenditure. Okay, all right. I think this is in. Careful about the expenditure. This is nicer. Teenagers will also be careful about their expenditure, which means your expenses, your perbelanjaan. Okay, all right. You can also put expenses, no problem. I'm just going to put expenditure. Okay. Okay. So by having a part-time job, teenagers will also be careful about their expenditure. Um, this will help them in the future as they plan their budgets. Okay, and now I'm going to give the second benefit. Okay, the second benefit of having a part-time job is uh, it can build what responsibility. It can build teenagers responsibility, spelling error, towards their finances. Okay, so again, this is actually most of the points are quite related, but again, uh, it doesn't really matter at this point. Okay, you just want to write your points and try to organize them as best as you can by using all the sentence connectors. So for example, I'm going to give an example here. So the second benefit of having a part-time job is it can build teenagers' responsibility towards their finances. For example, they will be able to control their, I have this very nice word, their urges. Okay, urges is like how much you want to, it's like your urge. Okay, um, okay, right. So let's just carry on. Okay, for example, they will be able to control their urges and also help. I think I can just stop here. For example, they will be able to control their urges, which will help in their um help in their, what is it, budget? No, no, not nice. Wait. Okay. For example, they'll be able to control their urges, which will help in their spending nature. Okay. So I'm just going to tie this up. Okay, I think I've been writing a lot, so I'm just going to tie this up. So I'm going to use the word thus. I don't want to use the word thus. Let's use hence. Hence, this. Hence, there are many benefits that teenagers can gain from having a part-time job. Okay, so that is our second paragraph. So this is not so long. Okay, this is like I think around 96, still long actually. Okay, we're gonna go to the last one. How can you ensure your part-time job does not affect your studies? So we're gonna go to the third one. So look at how I start my, I think I can remove myself. Okay, all right. So I'm going to start off my third paragraph like this. Although there are many positive positive values. Okay, so this is the nice word. Try to see the word attributes. Okay, it's a very nice word that you can use. You can Google the meaning later. Okay. Although there are many positive attributes of part-time jobs, uh, teenagers also need to ensure they do not get sidetracked by it. Sidetracked means lose focus. Okay, do not get sidetracked. Do not get sidetracked by it. Okay, it is important for teenagers. Let's go back here. It's important for teenagers. It's important. Sorry, it is important that part-time jobs do not affect. I'm going to put students here. Students focus on their studies. Okay, so this is my second line. So now I'm going to write to ensure they do not lose focus, students can plan their students should only work during their weekends or during or school holidays. Okay, so this is we got this here. Students should only work during semasa the weekends or school holidays. Okay. Uh, again, maybe I can write another point. Also, students can plan their time by having a schedule to ensure they keep track of their studies. Okay, so I think this is already enough. I don't need to add. But since if you look at my second paragraph is quite long, my third paragraph is also quite long. So my third paragraph, sorry, my first EC, second EC. So my third EC should be in the same length. Okay, it cannot be too short. So I'm just going to add one more line. I'm going to say, I already use hence, right? Hence dah guna, thus dah guna, and therefore dah guna. So here, I think I'm going to use, let's see, there's not much left. So I think I'm just going to repeat hence. Hence, students always need to prioritize, that is the spelling correct, prioritize their studies. Okay? And then my conclusion. So your conclusion is basically your introduction. So there's nothing to see here. We have already answered all three questions. So you're going to write your conclusion. So to conclude, part-time jobs are highly beneficial for students these days. Nonetheless, oops, let me go down a bit. Okay, all right, so you can see. Okay, nonetheless, students should always remember that their studies come first. Okay. Although, no need although lah. Okay, to conclude, part-time jobs are highly beneficial for students these days. Nonetheless, students should always remember that their studies comes first. Maybe I'm gonna add one more line. I think so. I think I can just write. Maybe I'm going to just write. What should I write? Therefore, students should be okay. I think I can write although lah. Although students can earn money and positive values from part-time jobs, they should remember that a part-time job is not a career. It's not a career. Thus, let's go down a bit. Let's go down a bit. Okay, let's go up a bit. They should remember that a part-time job is not a career. Thus, students should always strive. Not so nice. Thus, teenagers should take this into account while if they have a part-time job. Okay, so that is our essay. We're at the end of it. This is already 28 minutes. It's so long. Thank you for joining me. But let's just look at the word. How many words is this? This is 383. This is super, super long actually. It's really long, okay? So for the final part 3, what is the word limit? It's around 200 to 250 words. Okay, 200 to 250 words. That means you do not need to write this long. Okay, you can remove a lot of things. Okay, okay, you can remove a lot of things. For example, here you can remove 1 or 2 lines. Here you can remove 1 or 2 lines. Okay, but the main thing that I want to show you today is I wrote this in half an hour. This was I just looked at the question today. Okay, I did not plan this essay. I wrote this essay with you. So that's why I'm thinking while writing. So that is why it's not as smooth as you can see. But the most important thing I want you to see is the penanda wacanas. Okay, These are the most important things. Okay, like therefore, if you look at my Penanda Wachana, I use them a lot to begin with. This is because so I think this is very important. This is what students lack most of the time. And then even here I start off, okay, I start off with a verb jadi tambah ing jadi kata nama, and then here I use thus, here I use however, here I use next. So there's a lot of and then here I write the second benefit. So again, like this is what I want you to see, and I gave a lot of examples actually, which you do not need to do. You do not need to give so many examples. But I gave a lot. Okay, so like even like here, this line is not needed. Okay, you don't need this line actually, but I just left it there. But look at the kind of vocab that I used. Okay, this is to ensure that they do not lose focus. Okay, so I started off like this. Quite, it's an interesting way to start. So again, you can see to conclude. So I did not use in conclusion. I changed it a bit. I use although a lot. Although is walaupun. Okay. Again, this is super long. You do not need to write this long. You can write a bit more shorter. Like, yeah, you can just reduce some of things. Okay. Yang I buat ni memang panjang sikit lah. Okay. But again, I wrote this video. It took me like around half an hour to write this. So the only difference is I have the vocabulary. So what you need to do is look at the kind of vocabulary that you have whenever you get the question. Tengok vocabulary dalam otak kamu, write down those vocabulary because those vocabulary yang akan jadi jawapan untuk kamu. Okay, and one of the thing which I did at the beginning was I keluarkan apa soalan dia tanya. Okay, I look at the question and I took it out. So this actually helps you when you take out the questions. It's easier for you to answer, and then each one becomes one paragraph, kan? So that makes it easy. And I do not use big words here. Very simple words. Just one big word, I think, sidetracked. The rest, I think, and prioritize. Okay, that is a nice word. And you can also see here the most important thing is like I made sure each one is one paragraph. Okay, and that is what you need to do for article. Okay, and I think that is the end of the video. This is already 30 minutes. Again, thank you so much for joining me. Hi, Rumi's channel. Who are you? Rumis. Oh, who are you? Okay, idiom tak penting ke sir? Okay, good question, Hazim. The thing is this, I couldn't find a nice idiom for this. Okay, but I think you have some good idioms, Hazim, because I think you would use what to kill two birds with one stone. I think you would use that, kan, in the benefits. You can use it. So while I was looking at this question, no idioms came into my mind. So I was like, okay, I did think about this. What to tulis? So should I have an idiom? Tapi I didn't think of anything. So I was like, okay, tak apalah, I tak nak guna idiom. But I have good words. I have the word sidetracked, which is a nice word. I have the word prioritize. I felt that was a nice word. So, untuk jawab soalan you, adakah idiom itu penting? If you have the idiom, write. If you ada the idiom, write it. Like now when you tell me, oh, idiom, maybe I'll go and change my essay later. Okay? So yeah, maybe I can add the idiom, knowledge is wealth, but that is not an idiom. Yeah, but again, idiom is important. If you have it, write it. Okay? But the most important thing that I want you to see, I mean all of you here to see, look at how I connected my points. It's very connected now. It's very connected. That is what you need to do. If you want to get A plus, I'm talking about A plus, guys. If you are looking at A minus or A, then don't worry so much. Just write. Have one or two nice connectors. Have one or two nice things, a nice vocabulary, and then you're good to go. Okay. Any other questions, guys, before I end? Because I didn't expect it to be this long, but it did take me half an hour to write. Okay, so secara jujurnya, I tak tengok soalan. I just saw it like that pagi tadi. And then I wrote it right now with you guys. So it was a bit difficult for me to think and write. So that's why you tengok banyak posters tadi. Hazim, nice question. So putting some bombastic words can cover those idioms lah. Yes, can, boleh. If you have some nice words, it is better than having a wrong idiom in it. Kadang-kadang some of the idioms, if you tak kena, then not nice. Okay, if since you're asking this, let's look at this. We do have, okay, for example here, working as a working as a dropship agent is not dangerous as students can work from home and they will only need to keep track of orders. Thus, teenagers need to, I think here, right, here I can put an idiom actually. Thus, uh, working part-time can kill two birds with one stone, as students can gain experience as well as money. Something like this. This would be a nice one, lah. Yeah. So you see, Hazim, like if you didn't ask me, I would just like, okay, maybe I would not use idiom. But since uh you gave me the idea, yeah, we can use idiom here actually. Or at the end here pun boleh juga. I think at the end would be nicer actually, right? I think at the end would be nicer at the conclusion part. So yeah, we can use idioms for this too. If you have the idiom lah, if you have it, like I'm not really an idiom person actually. I rarely use idiom in my writing, so that is why. But I know many students who use. So if you have some idioms in your brains, go for it. Okay, guys, it's 36 minutes. It's late night. It's 10:40 already. I don't want to take your time. If you have any questions, please ask anytime. I will try to do another 2 more videos. Tomorrow I will try to do, I know tomorrow is your planning for BM already, but I think tomorrow morning or in the evening, afternoon, I will try to do one on story and one on review. Okay, but this is for article. Okay, all right, guys, have a good night. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. Okay, have a good night, guys. Thank you so much for joining me, the 16 of you. I appreciate this a lot. Right, guys, have a good night. Bye. No questions, right? No one? Okay, I'm going to end the broadcast now.